the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street.
I'm from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show from the TUBELO. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk.
On StreamYard and stuff, so I'm trying out something new. I wanted to see how this worked. I saw other people using it. Good morning, Chakra King. Good morning, Y Tanya Jones. Good morning, James. Good morning, everybody. I'm trying out this new stuff. We're gonna see how it works. I ain't never tried it before. So, it's something new, y'all. It's something new. It's something new. I gotta get used to this. This total different the way the scenes play out, everything, right? So I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. But on this lovely morning, if you've been watching the election results, looks like we're gonna get Trump for another 4 years. Hey, but one good thing, y'all, he can't never run again after this. Think about it like that. You only get 2 terms as a president. Those who are for or against, if you for it, you got what you want. If you against it, you ain't got but 4 years to deal with it. So, it's up to you on what you decide you wanted on that situation, you know? So yeah. I just had to say that right quick. I'm still sick, but I'm doing alright. You know what I'm saying? Um, my voice may be a little scratchy this morning. I apologize for that. I am gonna try out this new system and see how it works. Um, and see what's up. Uh, I'm gonna try to learn this new system as well as everybody else. I hope you're all having a blessed, beautiful morning. In fact, cause I ain't never done this before. Um, I'm gonna try to. Speaking of which, I need to make a guest banner, y'all. Um, so that I could try to. So if y'all see me switching some stuff around, just realize that's me just trying to make a guest banner or something. Cause I don't know how to do this thing, and let's see. I gotta change the view. Y'all, this stuff is different. So different. Let me see. Way we gotta do this. I'm trying to figure it out, y'all. It's something different. It is something different. Move down. Let's see. No, that ain't gonna do it. Oh, okay, so if you add somebody to the scene, you want to put them in the back like that? I don't freaking know, y'all. I'm learning just like everybody else, but I'm fixing to figure this out, y'all. I'm fixing to figure this out. Uh, that's the link for this one. So let me pin this message. All right. I ain't never used this stuff a day in my life, but I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. Good morning. Good morning, sweet tea. Good morning, Ray Black. I'm trying out this new thing. So I'm gonna test out the theory. Now, um, I am gonna sit there and try this for a minute, but I'm probably gonna switch over. I'm gonna try a restream tomorrow, see how it acts. Cause this one's a little weird, y'all. This one's a little weird. It's a little different than I'm used to. Um, but on this Wellness Wednesday, how y'all feeling this good, beautiful morning? I am gonna say that I am gonna be a judge out in the Security Board Challenge. It will be the 14th of December. It'll be the 14th. It's December, right? Yeah, it's December 14th. I gotta go get. Hold on, let me go to Leo's wall so I can share her. Um. Let me go over here. So I can go over here and look on her community wall and get the post for that, so everybody knows what day it is and everything else. It's gonna be here we go. And that way we can share it. It's gonna be me as a Judge Queen V Tut, Miss Pizarro, and Miss Bubbles. Um The contestants are Demetra Lit All Day, King Roman News, Lady La, Brooke University, Purple Peach, and Rose Bennett. Those are going to be the contestants, and it's going to be December the 14th. December the 14th, the Charcuterie Board Challenge. Challenge, as Mother always say. I love the way Mother say challenge. And bisector. He done got to me where I say it all the time, y'all. I say it all the time. Um, I was sitting here trying to find the first, so I can read y'all out the times and everything for it. Let's see. Let me scroll down. I'm scrolling, y'all. I'm scrolling. Good morning. This is your med check reminder while I'm scrolling down here to get to the first banner that Miss Leo created. Um, I hope that you took your. Oh, speaking of which, I need to take my medicine, y'all. I'm over here telling y'all to take y'all's, and my ADHD, my neurodivergency, done said, what are you doing, Charlie? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Okay, I think we down to the first one. Oh, there we go. Contestants will be judged. Okay, 6 contestants needed must enter challenge by December 1st. So we have our contestants already. Um, Cameras must be face down, hands and board seen only. Contestants must hit the link at 7:45 p.m. So the contestants must hit that link by 7:45, or you automatically be woo. You know what I'm saying? Contestants will be judged on the following: presentation, creativity, cohesiveness of ingredients. Time limit is 1 hour. Only one board or surface per person. Okay. Cash prizes. First place is $500. Second place is $300. Third place is $200. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, is I'm going to put all the contestants' name on a piece of paper. And I'm going to write down everybody. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna write down everybody's name. I'm gonna put the judging criteria underneath, and I'm gonna score it, right? And that's the way I deal with Lolo's challenge. They told me how they wanted it scored. They told me how they wanted it scored and all that other stuff. And um, so I'm going to make sure I write all that down and do it all the right way. You know, because I like being professional. I like being professional. I'm a professional. Or at least that's what I think I am anyway. Um, Make sure you hit that like button, that share button. Thank you for being here. All views matter. Even those watching from the cloud this morning. Y'all know I might try one day going live directly from YouTube. I ain't never done that. But also, I was going to do y'all some updates today. So on the Lillian Simon case, y'all know we watched that. We saw her get found guilty on all charges. Well, her sentencing won't be till to November the 21st. So on November the 21st, I'll be able to tell y'all what she was sentenced to. So I'm gonna make sure I let y'all know that. Now, have y'all heard about the Menendez case? I know y'all have probably seen a lot of the documentaries and things that have come out. Well, right now it has been. They have said that they're going to bring up whether they let the brothers out or not. Um, so we're gonna try our very first screen share on this thing. See how it works. Is it showing the screen share? I'm guessing that. Chad, I don't know what it calls itself doing. At least can y'all tell me when I press play on this screen share? Can y'all hear it?
Nobody is getting special treatment simply because they are a celebrity.
Child, I forgot to add it to the scene, y'all. That's my fault. That's my fault. So here we go. I'm just gonna play it from the beginning.
There's LA's district attorney sent a letter to the governor backing their lawyer's bid for clemency. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gumman in Los Angeles with the story. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, George. With this new clemency appeal, which we know has been received by the governor, there are now 3 separate tracks for the brothers to be released. But officials here warning me overnight that even if the governor takes up the case, he'll treat it like any other. Quote, nobody is getting special treatment simply because they are a celebrity. This morning, the case for clemency for the Menendez brothers is with California's governor. A letter supporting their clemency sent overnight by LA's DA George Gascon, who wrote they have respectively served 34 years and have continued their educations and work to create new programs to support the rehabilitation of fellow inmates.
If the DA actually believes that you should have your sentence commuted, that's going to go strongly with the governor when he considers it.
By law, Governor Newsom is forbidden from making a decision on the case for 10 days until November 7th. But he recently weighed in on it during his podcast, Politicking.
What matters are the facts. What matters is justice and fairness, not treating them any worse because they're celebrities, not treating them certainly any better because they're celebrities.
The case has triggered an avalanche of new interest, fueled by social media push on TikTok, a new television series, and a documentary.
Were you scared?
Very.
The Menendez brothers have served 34 years for the brutal shotgun murders of their parents in 1989. There are now 3 possible tracks for their release. The first is that request for clemency from the governor, which could shorten their sentence to time served. The second is the LADA's call for them to be resentenced. That also requires a parole board's approval and the governor's. And lastly, a so-called habeas hearing in which new evidence of the sexual assault they say they endured could lead to a change in their conviction.
A habeas corpus writ basically is saying that their conviction should be overturned based on new evidence that would have changed the verdict.
That new evidence includes allegations by a former member of the boy band Menudo, who says the brother's father, Jose, raped him in the 1980s. In addition, a newly discovered letter Eric wrote to his cousin described his father's alleged abuse months before the murders. Their defense attorney, Mark Garagos, says it's high time.
All of these family members will uniformly ask one thing, which is bring him home, bring him home, bring him home.
Okay, let's talk about timing. Governor Newsom grants clemency, or if they are resentenced, both of those possibilities still require a parole board to sign off and could take up to a year. The only way the brothers could be out quickly is if a judge agrees to reduce their conviction from murder to voluntary manslaughter. But as one official told me last night, this is not TV. The doors don't just open and they walk out. It could take some time, guys.
Yeah, good thing to know it's not TV, Matt. It's real life. All right, thank you so much.
So we know with the Mendez case that the brothers, it's still going to take a year for anything to be decided. So regardless if you're watching this closely, it could take up to a year for anything to be, decided. Good morning, Montrese. Good morning. How you doing on this lovely morning? I hope you're having a blessed morning and everything else. But basically, we know that's going to take a while for that to even go down, right? So that's another thing and everything else, we have going on with this situation with the Mendez brothers. I am trying out the new stuff and seeing how it works over here with this new thing. I don't know if I like it yet or not. I am going to, I thought for this Wellness Wednesday, I was thinking of a topic for Wellness Wednesday with, you know, uh, with the election and everything else, um, and everything that we might go over some mental health things, right? Because this stuff is going to affect people's mental health, right? And we might need to talk about tips and things that you need to know about mental health awareness and how to help yourself and, you know, different things. You might be trying to go through depression. I'm going to sit here and we're going to go and talk about things that, people are going through. Good morning, TC, beautiful. People are going through on this lovely morning. Mental health is going to be a thing of the topic that we're going to be talking about because a lot of people are going to be going through. Good morning, Gene Holt. Going through on, today. It might cause some depression. It might cause some pain. It might cause some anxiety for certain people because they don't know what's fixing to happen. I'm going to say this right now. As I've always stated, it's going to be okay. We're going to be okay. We just got to have each other's backs and hug each other up like we always did. It may cause some relapses, like you said, TC. It might cause all kind of things. You don't never know. So, if you're having problems with your mental health, please make sure, to ask for support. Tell people you're going through something. Reach out. There's a lot of people that can help you in this situation. Um, I just want everybody to know that, you know, um, mental health covers a very large portion of what a lot of us go through, right? I just, me, myself, and I, right? I have anxiety disorder, PTSD, probably see PTSD. I know PTSD from my ex was a terrible alcoholic. So you can only imagine some of the things that I went through in that relationship. Um, I've said it before, if I'm around people who are drinking and people start fighting, like I'll start shaking like a leaf and like tears will start running down my eyes. Every emotion that I felt while I was with him and what I went through with him will come back to me tenfold and smack me upside the head. I did try to drop this new link, TC. It should be pinned to the top of the screen. This is a new thing that I'm trying. So, yeah, I'm trying a new thing. I've never tried this before, so this is new for me, you know. So I'm trying a new thing or whatnot. Um, Never tried this before. Oh, look, they got cute backgrounds. I didn't even know that. Let me show this cute background. Oh, that's cute. I like that. That's adorable. Okay, so I'm playing around with this new thing, but I don't know if y'all can click it. Y'all can let me know, please. Um, but it's at the top. I pinned it. Not sure how this thing works. At least I admit to it, right? But with mental health awareness and all this that's going on, um, let me make sure. Let's see. Oh, look, we can have. Oh, shoot. Is that UTC? Oh, I can hear you. That's cool. Okay, let me add you to say.
Okay. Okay, there I am. Okay, good morning. Good morning, Charlie. And good morning to the chat. I want number one, I wanted to just share something with you, but I want to say number one, prayers going up to you in reference to the situation with you know, your ex. And yeah, people who are drinking people can be kind of challenging mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and everything else, and physically. So prayers going up to you, going up for you. In reference to yesterday, I've told my team, we hugged each other, and I saw them this morning. And I said, listen, as I said, as above, so below. And we have each other's back. Always. Folks, get better, love on each other, stop doing things that are detrimental to each other, and God will see you. And that's where I am with it. I don't always get what I want in life. No one of us will ever get what we want, when we want, how we want it, the way we want it. In this case, I wanted Kamala to win. She didn't. Congratulations to Trump, all those Trump people. Congratulations to you. I have work to do. We didn't lose. We lost because it wasn't. We lost not because we didn't work yesterday. So that I just want to say we worked our behinds off yesterday. And I just want to say thank you, Charlie, and others of you, all the content creators who allowed me to come up, because this is my thing. Y'all know I love my politics. Charlie, you've been around. You know me.
I already know.
HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? HBCUs in this politics. That's my thing. And I was everywhere. Just, hey, get out there to vote. Get out there to vote. Do your thing. And we're going to have each other's back regardless. And I thank you and the rest of your chat. And I'm going to let you continue on with your commentary. And thank you so much. I'll be sending you something. Okay?
Thank you, beautiful, and thank you for coming up. And I'm gonna tell you something. You was out there putting it in that work, throwing them feet up, doing it all.
Girl. Yes. I'm so tired. I needed some Epsom salt and Bengay last night. I smell like a whole medicine cabinet last night. I took a shower. But I got up. God, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will, and you will, and we all will rejoice in it. Understand? And when we say rejoice in it, we're going to be happy that we have it, and we're going to do what we need to do for each other. Yeah, I'm gonna give people time to sulk or stay, stay in if you have to, chill out if you have to, go eat something, some fried foods if you need to, go do something. I got some pork chops that I bought. I know I daggone sure enough don't need no pork chops, but I'm gonna make me 2 pork chops today. You understand me?
Comfort
Okay?
food, baby. The fried pork
Yes.
chops are comfort food.
I need some comfort food. Yes, ma'am. And I will say to the subscribers, Charlie, the subscribers here in this YouTube and our beef sector, somebody hit me up and said, where would I want to go? Somebody hit me up for homecoming. They also, a subscriber hit me up and they paid for me to just be, just go and do, what do you call it? I just said, I just need a massage.
Yeah,
So thank you. So thank you. You have some glorious people out here, and I want to thank you for thinking about me. And I appreciate it. My mother appreciates it, and all of my sisters and all of that good stuff. So thank you so much once again, subscribers. Y'all know who you are. Y'all know who you are. I'm not in here trying to make content, but I will have to say thank you, and I appreciate. Okay, Charlie. You be good, and everybody in the chat be good. Do chill out for a minute, and then let's get back. We didn't stop. We won't stop. Can't stop. Get down with it. Okay. All
we're
right.
gonna get down with the get down and have each other's backs, regardless of the situation that happens in the next 4 years. We're gonna be there together, holding hands. That's the way we're
Oh,
gonna do it.
boom, stick 'em. You got it. All right, babe, girl. Be good.
All right, bye. Thank you for
Peace out.
coming up.
All right now.
But no, good morning, Red Wings. Good morning, Miss Liz. Um, Making sure I say hey to everybody that popped on in here. Um, but no, as we was talking about for this stuff that's going on, you know, mental health awareness is very on today, very prevalent, right? And we all been through some things in these streets. Like each one of us got a story to tell, right? Each one of us has been through something. Each one of us are dealing with stuff. Like Miss Jean said, it's a holiday season. It's gonna be hard for her because she done lost some peoples, right? And every one of us have been through so much, right? So I just want to say that, make sure you take the time to take care of yourself, pamper yourself, go take like TC said, she got some Epsom salt and she took a good soak. Go get you some. Now I tell y'all this, I'm gonna give y'all some game. Okay, if you got problems with sore muscles and stuff, they make this Epsom salt that has CBD oil in it, and it's hemp seed. It's called hemp seed oil. That stuff mixed with a little bit of the lavender is amazing. It's gonna make your skin feel soft. It's gonna help with those sore muscles, and it's gonna feel good. And get the water as hot as you can stand it when you got sore muscles. It's gonna help. Trust me. And soak in it and just relax. Put on some relaxing music. Eat you some comfort food on today. Take a nice walk through the woods or down your road and just look at the beauty around you. Look at the trees, the birds. Take a deep breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? If you can exercise and jog and do all those nice things, sometimes exercising can change your endorphins, right? Watch your favorite TV show on today. Don't turn on the TV for about a week on news and stuff like that and depressing things, right? Uh, as we watch today in the beef sector, maybe somebody will roast and gag and we can have some good laughs. If it becomes too much in the beef sector, take time out. Go outside. Go watch a TV show. You know what I'm saying? Now, me, myself, and I, here's the thing. I'm going to tell y'all something. My therapist told me that I should become a life coach or go to school to become a therapist. She basically told me I don't need therapy. And I'm going to explain to you why. Because I know all the coping mechanisms. I know what to do to make myself better. And she asked me, she goes, "What do you really want from our sessions?" I said, "Well, I thought maybe you might have known something I didn't know." And I was basically becoming my therapist, right? Um, I made my therapist smile every time I came in, and we just had conversations. Don't be ashamed to go to therapy. Please take the stigma out of it, because sometimes talking to an impartial party that is out of the situation can really help you. um, Find your coping mechanism, right? And crying is technically a coping mechanism, right? Cooking can be a coping mechanism. Drawing, art, mine is music. So, one of the reasons why I sing, and I love to sing, and regardless if I'm not the best at it or not, when I'm going through one of my moments and my PTSD is acting up, my anxiety is acting up real bad, I can turn on music, and music soothes my soul, right? It can change my entire mood. You have to find the thing for you that changes your mood, right? Some people it could be gaming. Some people it could be redecorating. For some people it could be changing your furniture around. Sometimes make people feel better, right? Crying, screaming, do all those things. Good morning, Lolo. Hey, beauty. Can be coping mechanisms that can help you. Screaming. Go out in the woods and scream to the top of your lungs. If you just have a lot emotional pent up, sometimes it can help, right? So you've got to see, Miss Jean, music can be very powerful. You can put on some, I'll tell you what, since you're missing the ones you love right now, right? Listen to some of their favorite music, and you know what their favorite music was and some of their favorite songs. Have a good old cry, but don't stay there. Remember, don't stay in the tears. Only visit for a little while. Visit for a very short time. It's like you in a hole, right? You don't want to dig that hole deeper. You want to climb out of that hole, right? And then let yourself feel the feelings you need to feel. Don't hold it in, let it out. And men, please, 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 please don't be ashamed or feel like where you've been told all your life to not cry and to not feel. Please do cry. Please do feel. It does not make you less of a man to feel feelings. It does not make you less of a man to cry and to let it out. Don't hold it in. All right? That's why so many of our men have so many issues, because they're told, suck it up, you're not supposed to cry, all these other things. I think it is strong for a man to be able to deal with his emotions. It's not weakness. It is not weakness. Do not ever see it as weakness when you cry. See it as a strength that you're able to do that and be vulnerable with a person that you love and you care about. And then listen to some happy music. Listen to some music that makes you feel, just extreme happiness. See, music can change your tone depending on what songs you're listening to. So when I need to cry and my emotions at their height and I can't regulate, because that's part of ADHD. If you don't know, it's part of ADHD is emotional regulation, right? So the way that I do it is I'll listen to the saddest songs I can think of, let myself have a good cry, and then I change it to happy songs, to songs that make me feel jovial, to songs that make me come out of the situation, right? I already know what my sad songs are. I know which songs are going to invoke the emotion I need to invoke to let it all out, right? And I know what songs bring me out of it. You've got to find the thing for you that changes that, right? Also, a lot of people don't know um, what ADHD is, and they get it mixed up with other mental health things. And a lot of people I figure on these Wellness Wednesdays, some of the things we'll go over this month is each Wednesday we're going to choose um like this Wednesday I could talk about ADHD and what ADHD is. Next week it could be bipolar disorder. I want to take the stigma out of mental health issues. Take the stigma out of it. Don't be ashamed if you got anything. Don't let other people make you feel ashamed about it, because it's every one of us has got something where, um ADHD is a thing that it can have different signs, it can have different things. So I'm going to read you what is ADHD. Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a common neurodevelopment condition that affects children and adults worldwide. It is usually first diagnosed in childhood and often lasts into adulthood. It is characterized by a persistent pattern of inattention and or hyperactivity, impulsivity that can interfere with daily activities and relationships. What are the symptoms of ADHD? People with ADHD experience an ongoing pattern of following types of symptoms: inattention, having difficulty paying attention; hyperactivity, having too much energy, or moving or talking too much. Child, if I don't know that one. Impulsivity, acting without thinking or having difficult with self control. Some people with ADHD mainly have symptoms of inattention. Others mostly have symptoms of hyperactivity and impulsivity. Some people have both types of symptoms. There's no single test to diagnose ADHD, and many other problems like anxiety, depression, sleep problems, certain types of learning disabilities can have similar symptoms. Because of this, a thorough evaluation by a healthcare professional is necessary to determine the cause of the symptoms. Is ADHD genetic? Recent studies link genetic factors with ADHD. Scientists are studying causes and risk factors in an effort to find better ways to manage and reduce the chances of a person having ADHD. The causes and risk factors for ADHD are unknown, but current research shows that genetics play an important role. In addition to genetics, scientists are studying other possible causes or links and risk factors. Now, I've had ADHD my entire life, and I just got diagnosed. Uh, my actual Hey, Miss T Velocity, good morning. I just got my actual diagnosis this year. I got actually this last year was the first time I was ever medicated. Is that you, Lolo?
New for me. What is this?
This is called Evomax, and it's cheaper than StreamYard. Also, I could hear you in the background, and nobody else could when I asked if it was you.
I love that, girl. I got to find out. Look, I'm gonna ride out this month that I paid for, but oh yes, I definitely want to find out about Even Mix. But please go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, you're good, boo. I was just explaining what, like, with my ADHD, I've had it my entire life, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is me medicated. Could you imagine me not medicated, Lolo?
Mm.
Because
My son has it, and he's had it since, oh God, since we found out when he was a little, about 5 or 6. And I know how non-medicated is, and it's real. It's hard.
I had to learn how to study different than
Hmm.
other kids. I had to learn how to, like, I used to chew the inside of my mouth so bad that I would cause canker sores inside my mouth, and I have like a scar in there from chewing my jaw so bad because I
Oh.
couldn't sit still, and I had to get it out some way. So I would chew on erasers, I would chew on things, I would do the leg thing, where your leg goes up and down a lot.
Hmm.
Because I was told you got to be quiet in class, you gotta, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and yeah.
Exactly. My son had to do that, and it was really, really hard to one, to help him deal with, like you said, learning how to learn, how to how to do. He had to learn how to do a lot of things, and then that's when the diabetes came behind it.
And now back then I didn't know how to really help him. I tried to study up on it, and the main thing that the doctor was pushing was medication. And while medication might not be the best thing for everybody, it did help him, although it made him not want to sleep.
I had problems with sleeping my entire life. Like I could stay up for a day or two and then I would crash. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? And but they put me on. Now I'm on a sleeping pill too now. That helps
Yeah.
occasionally. But they put me on something called Strattera.
Ah.
It's a mood stable. See, I have to be careful. Ritalin and Adderall and things like that can affect your
Yeah.
liver. I
Right.
have a liver condition, so I had to be very careful. And
Exactly.
Strattera also has a mood stabilizer in it.
So you got to be real careful about using all of those, because it seems like everything that we deal with mind wise has an effect on us. I mean, I've been dealing with seasonal depression, um, anxiety disorder for years, and a lot of that is hereditary, or at least what they tell me. A lot of it can be hereditary, but it's hard. And I loved how you gave a lot of the coping mechanisms, because we need those people a lot. I mean, we need those mechanisms, and if we can teach the children as they're younger to deal with mechanisms and coping mechanisms before they get to a point where medication is required, then I think we'll be doing them a much bigger service, than just throwing Adderall at them, because that's all they could do was, oh, put him on this. Oh, that's not working. He's not sleeping. Put him on that, and then just put him on medication for sleeping. And I'm like you, and I wonder if I'm like an undiagnosed case of ADHD, because, or either I'm just suffering with insomnia for the last 5 million years, but I too have to take a sleeping pill, or I can be up all night long the next day until finally I'll crash that next night.
I
So,
will tell you a secret what ADHD does, and this will give you a little, like, from a perspective of a person who actually has it, right? Not from what the
hmm
doctors say.
right.
Not all the time does it give me energy like they're saying, like kids do, right? Like when
hmm
I was younger, yes, that's the way it affected me. I had too much energy and couldn't get it out. Now that I'm older, that's not the case. What it does is like 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll be so tired and want to go to bed. And then either one or two things will happen. My brain goes to racing to where I
Right.
can't shut it up. So I can't go to sleep. Like I'm laying there trying so hard. And that's why it's hard for me to take naps unless I'm sick.
hmm
Or I get this thing to where if I don't go to bed the minute I'm tired, I get a second wind.
Yes. You get that second wind, and next thing you know, you're up again for God knows how long. So I get it. It's hard, and it's just real hard when dealing with life in and of itself. So when it
Let me
comes
ask you a
to,
few questions.
please go ahead.
Okay, when you start, like, let's say you're cleaning the kitchen, right? And you're doing the
hmm
dishes. If you see something in another room, do you automatically think you got to go do that and
I
stop what
do.
you're doing?
I do. I
That's a,
automatically.
and then you start doing too much and you overwhelm yourself, don't you?
Yes, and that's what was happening in Vegas. Everything, it was all overwhelming for me, and I couldn't. I was trying to deal with everything and trying to figure out, okay, one, what do you do on when you're on vacation? Two, what do you do when you're in a situation that has a lot of people that you don't know? So I'm not only am I in a foreign location from my comfort zone, I'm around people that are doing things that I don't normally do, and I'm trying to figure out how to deal with them. And that's my only main extreme situation. This is why I feel so comfortable in my comfort zone, around my little 5 mile radius, and I can handle everything and anything. But yeah, and the way the pediatrician explained it to me, he said it's like, think if you're in a sports bar which I don't know why he picked the sports bar. But then again, when I thought back, I get it. When there's conversation over there, it's a conversation over there. Hey, James, it's a conversation back over there. The TV's on over there. There's another TV playing a game, and you want to listen to all of them at the same time. But you've got to figure out which one is the one you should be concentrating on. Should you be talking to your friend that's right there in your face, or are you trying to listen to all of everything everywhere? And that's what my son was dealing with, trying to listen to everything everywhere.
That's
And
what ADHD is. And I'm going to tell you another
mhm,
thing. The crazy part, though, I will say this, is sometimes if we don't have background noise, we can't
right,
concentrate. So sometimes I'll have a TV show playing in the background. A lot of people don't know this. Or like when I'm trying to read a book or music or something that can lowly play in the background, make noise, but not totally distract me.
right.
Um, and what it does is it sometimes if it's like completely silent in a room and I'm trying to concentrate, I cannot concentrate no matter how hard I try.
You'll like drift off, right?
Yes. And so
Mhm.
I always have something going in the background when I'm trying to read or concentrate on something because that helps my brain concentrate on what I'm concentrating on.
Mhm.
Sounds weird, but it
No,
works
it
for people with
doesn't.
ADHD. It
Yeah,
works.
you have sometimes you have to have that white noise, that something else that just that small part of your brain can have fun with while you're doing what you have to do.
It's something about an ADHD brain to where you can't be too overly stimulated or too understimulated. You have to be somewhere in between. So,
Right.
like when I'm doing housework, I'll tell you a secret to help you to keep you from getting overwhelmed and trying to do too much at one time. Put your earbuds in and put your favorite music in. When
Ah.
you're doing the dishes, right? Pay
Hmm.
attention to only that. Do not look around. Do not pay attention to this because it will you will stop yourself and try to do too much at once. Concentrate
Yep.
only on what you're doing right in front of you, then switch to something else.
That's exactly the best idea I've ever heard because I am good now. I'll go in there and when I'm doing my little housework and I'll throw on, I'm like, hey, Google, put my Spotify on, and they'll start. That'll give me the power of music to kind of go through and do what I need to do. But like you said, if I'm going to be washing dishes, I'll start by washing the dishes and then I'll say, oh, this water's a little hot. And then I'll look around or for something, my mind is automatically looking for something else to do. Oh, well, while I'm waiting for it to cool down some, why don't I sweep? And why don't I, mop? Why, and it's like, now you done mopped yourself in this one spot and the water's too cold. It's just, it's hard to deal with especially as an adult. Oh, it's to
I've
run, not run, Liz. Liz, the only time I'm running this, the only time you gonna get this fat chick run is if you put a snake by me. Then
if
I'm
you
out.
see me run, you better run because something's after me and it's
Something is
bad.
after, and it ain't good. If you see this fat chick sprint by like FloJo, you might want to come too. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, Miss Tiva, good morning.
Good morning,
But
Miss T
no,
Velocity.
I would say that I do believe that a lot of us neurodivergents. Hey Nessa
Mm-hmm.
A,
Hey,
we
Nessa.
have a thing to where we can hyper focus sometimes, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. But it also like there's like I can have 50 different conversations at once,
Right.
right? I can lead into different stories at one time and be a good storyteller. Why? Because of my ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
I can start on one point, skip into another one, and come back to the same point I was making the first time.
Yeah, but see, that's because you're still young. I'll forget the first point I was making, and I've then skipped over the 5 different points. It's horrible. So I'm wondering when I go back to my doctor again, my main monthly, not monthly, but yearly checkup or by yearly checkup, biannual, whatever. I'm going to ask her, would I know if I have ADHD? She's probably going to say, do you really want another diagnosis at this time in your life? Do you really want to know? It's almost like probably
No,
closer to the end than I was the beginning. Do I really want to know? It's almost like, do I want to get braces now? Because there's gonna be, I mean, what, I'm gonna have great teeth in the casket. It's
it
like,
will help you though. I'm gonna tell you this. I, as
mm,
someone who was not medicated, I didn't get medicated till I turned 36 years old.
wow.
I got tired. I said, I got anxiety, ADHD,
Yeah.
and other issues. I was like, one of them's got to go because anxiety and ADHD are not friends. They don't like each other.
Mm-mm.
And they cause multiple issues because when your ADHD is acting up to the extreme and you're really hyperactive, then it sets off your anxiety and you start
Yeah.
shaking like a leaf and you don't know why. You just sitting over here going like a puppy dog, like a chihuahua.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly it. That one leads into the other. And dealing with anxiety is something that I've had for a long time because little as is known, I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert. As big as my mouth is, as many people as I like to talk to, my dad always pushed me to be, to have more friends, to talk to people, different people, because you learn different things. But truly, I'm happiest by myself.
See, that's the funny thing I'm about to say. I'm extremely extroverted. You get me in a crowd and I can talk to 50 different people at one time, but I would still rather, this is why I say we have introverted tendencies.
We do.
I would rather be in a 4-room wall by myself playing my video games and chilling.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly. Give me some good anime, give me something good to watch, and I can live right in the room by myself. And you know what? If God forbid anything ever happens to my mom, I will definitely be getting a one studio apartment or whatever. I don't need a house. I don't need condos and townhomes and all. There's nobody but me. All I need is a one good room, maybe a little living room, a bathroom in the kitchen. I'm good to go for the rest of my life. I'm good to
Ask
go.
your doctor about Strattera. Let me tell you why. It is not a narcotic in any way, shape, or form, so it
Hmm.
will not affect your other medications.
Okay.
That's the reason they put me on this one because, I've told you before, I have the same back condition you do, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm on a very strong medication that is
Hmm.
a narcotic. It's a class 3,
Wow,
right?
that okay.
And I have to be careful what I put with that medicine,
You
right?
do. You
And
definitely do.
because of that, that's why they put me on the Strattera because it's
Ah,
non-habit forming. It's not a narcotic, and it does not affect my other medications.
okay. Okay. So they put you on that along with your narcotic?
Yes, and it does not affect either one. Years ago now, this was before these drug addicts started popping and hurting
Oh, oh
themselves.
goodness. Yes.
Years ago, I was on Xanax for my anxiety, but with my pain medication and that, the state regulations state you cannot take both. You have to choose one or the other.
Hmm.
So years ago, I had to choose. I was like, well, do I deal with my anxiety or my pain? I think I'd rather deal with my anxiety.
Yeah, because there's different ways to deal with your pain. Like you said, the music is my way and it's your way. Whether we can sing the best or not, we still, if we sing it, it's giving our mind some sort of balance and taking our mind off a lot of the pain. Now, depending on that pain, now they have me on. Not, used like you said before the drug addicts started going crazy and stealing the prescription pads and writing for 1,000 refills and all of that stuff. They used to have me on all kinds of stuff. I mean, I felt like I was a test dummy for everything. But my pain management doctor and I finally found a medication that's a narcotic, but I don't have to take it unless I need it. And it's I guess it could be habit forming, but for me, it's not because I literally have 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes here because I don't take it all the time. I made and it's called Belbuca. You just stick it inside your cheek and it melts like that. And so I guess it's a narcotic, but we've learned other ways. We do acupuncture,
I'm gonna
we
give
do core training.
anybody who has a narcotic and you're supposed to take it away for you not to get habit forming. And I'm gonna say this,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be against doctor regulations. So
God bless
I'm
her.
gonna tell you this is gonna be against doctor regulations. But if you are on a narcotic every day, every once in a while, stop taking it for about 3 or 4 days. You're gonna feel like crap for those 3 or 4 days. So make sure you ain't got nothing to do. Make
Yeah,
sure you ain't got nothing to do. But when you restart taking it again, it'll act as if you've never taken it before. So you
right.
don't get what they call a
Tolerance build up.
tolerance buildup. Because I've been taking this medication now for since I was 21,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm 36, and I'm not habit forming. I can stop taking it anytime I choose to.
Exactly. And that's the good thing about it. Now, this is how you know the difference between habit forming and just abusing.
Hmm.
Not habit forming, but tolerance and abusing. Your body can get used to a particular medication, and it'll be almost like I can take gabapentin, and because I've taken it for years, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me feel like, I got to pass out, but somebody else can take it and they're gone for the next day and a half.
Well,
And it's
that's
all
my
about
mom's
tolerance.
on that too.
Oh, really?
She's on it for diabetic neuropathy. That's what they
Me
put her on
too.
it for.
Yeah,
Hmm.
now I suffer with neuropathy, so they did put me on it. And hey, Room Shaker.
Hey,
And
shaker, shaker, shaker.
Room Shaker got tired of us the other night. She was just like, forget you ain't happy, and I'm out of here.
I'm sad I missed it, y'all. I'm so sad that I missed Shaker's thing. I've been sick, Shaker. So if I wasn't over there, I usually always try to pop through the old streams and say, hey,
Absolutely.
but my child, I've been sick and I've been sleeping most of the time. And for me to even get a nap during the daytime, it's
Oh,
like
man.
Jesus just came and gave me that nap because
Okay.
I be laying there and just be laying there. And the least little sound, because of my ADHD, wakes me up.
Yeah.
So I can't take naps. My brain won't shut the hell up. I'm sorry also if I ever overtalk you. That is never my intention because of my ADHD. I get super excited sometimes.
But here's the thing, I don't, it doesn't, over talking me doesn't bother me, because it's not, I don't know why it bothers a lot of people, but I guess they're trying to get their thought out. Me and myself, I think the reason you and I get along so well is because we understand each other on a cellular level almost, because we're like jumping in and out. We're like playing double dutch. We're like going,
We bounce off each
we
other
bounce
well.
off each other, and your personality is such that I would never be able to tell you have ADHD. I see you as a person that wants to help anybody, any way, anytime, anyhow, however they can, and that's how I am. I want to, help, even though I'm probably the one that needs the help. But I like, to be helpful.
I think I'm gonna say this. That's why you got wrapped up in that situation this weekend and what
Child.
happened. I'm gonna give you
Hmm.
some words of advice from somebody who knows a little something, something. I
Right.
do the exact same thing you do. I over explain, I people please, I try to
Hmm.
make everybody happy. And sometimes the best thing you can do is walk
It's,
away.
yep. It's just walk away, let it go, let it go, and be
Let
done.
go and let God, baby.
Okay, because I like Mel. Mel's cool people. Even the folks I talk to are cool people, and I don't feel like they're trying to. All right, now come on now. This is see. I love all kinds of music. I love it. I love it. Still all kinds of music,
Let me
and
find
that was
out
my
too.
alarm.
I gotta talk to Lemon because I just found out that his favorite uh video game is one of my favorite video games. He loves Resident Evil. Do you know I'm a
Oh,
Resident Evil
really?
junkie? I
Oh
love Resident
no.
Evil. I
See,
saw that on his stream.
if I get a P5 or something like that, it's gonna be over for me. It's gonna be like y'all ain't gonna ever see me no more. Y'all gonna be like, what is
I'm
she
playing
doing?
Cyberpunk right now. What you talking about?
See, okay, see how Charlie can manage to do everything. Cannabis, cannabis never helped me, Miss Jean, ever. And because whenever I take it, it just makes my anxiety even worse, because it's like I'm not in control completely. And so cannabis doesn't, it's never helped me. Does it ever?
I
Has it
will
ever helped
say
you?
you need to look into not you got to look in the difference between sativa and indica. Okay.
Okay. Indica
Sativa
was
is a
different.
upper.
Ah,
And a upper is not going to help you with ADHD. It's going to make it
right.
worse.
Okay.
Indica is the downer version. Now, don't be careful. I will say if you've never tried, because see, I got to tell you on myself. I got to tell on myself, y'all.
Y'all
So,
understand, child?
I live in a state where medical is legal, but recreational is not yet. But I
Mm-hmm.
went to a store where they sell CBD, and that new form that she can be messing around with is
Yeah.
legal, right? And so
What?
my cousin was like, she worked there at the time. I said, I've always wanted to try gummies. I don't know. I've never had one. And I said, which one would be best for me? I said, now I hadn't smoked nothing in years. The last time I
Right.
hit some that, it was when I was, see, I can tell on myself now because the statute of limitation, they can't get me.
Not the statute of limitations.
They can't
What?
get me no more. Uh, I was only I was a child at that time, so technically I did it before I even turned 20. That was back when before I even got pregnant with my son. Once I had my son, everything stopped for me, and I
Yeah.
just focused on him. But before him, I was a smoker, right? I was a smoker
Mhm.
child, and I did hit my little blunty blunts, but
But see,
I tried the gummies. She's
gummies and me don't get along very well.
It don't get along with my husband either. I gotta tell you what happened. This is why I'm just a snitch on us. Okay. So she said, here, this gummy right here, where you smoke in the past, you should be able to take half of it. So y'all should be able to there was 2 in a pack. You should be able to take half of it and you'll be fine. Child, I should have took a quarter or a snippet of that.
Oh gosh.
I took half of that thing and I took it during the middle of the day too, at 12 o'clock during the middle of the day. By
Oh
2
my.
o'clock, my butt was in bed. I was higher than Cooter Brown.
See,
My body,
see.
it's a different high than smoking. Smoking, it's like it just it's like a head high, right?
Uh-huh.
Taking those gummies is a whole body high.
Oh my gosh. Now see, I
Like
did hit
it's
indica one
different.
time with Nest while we were waiting for the party bus. I did hit indica one time and that was the first time and only time I ever hit it. And it had me so mellowed out. I was thinking, am I even gonna make it on this bus? I mean, it hit just
You
like
was over here
that.
like, I need to go take a nap.
I wanted to because I hadn't slept in Vegas, and I was like, "This indica is I need to go find this." And I don't know how to roll or nothing like that.
You
So,
can get pre-rolls, girl. You don't even have to roll. You can
Lord,
literally go to the store and say you want some pre-rolls and you can get some even if you're in a state where it's not fully legal,
it ain't
right?
even legal. They didn't even think of it.
They have a it's not weed per se, but it is a
Mhm.
THC derivative of CBD, and you can get them and they pre-rolled, and
Okay,
it helps. I'm telling you, it does help with the ADHD. Um,
right, James. I felt like I wanted to get on somebody's couch and just relax.
Child, he had a bad trip. I told him he can't do gummies no more.
Oh,
He thought he was dying. His brain was telling him he couldn't breathe and everything else. I'm like, just enjoy it. Just enjoy it.
it's
Like I
hard.
and then and then we got so high later that night we called the Uber and got cake from Outback.
That's funny, which is already good. Not that butter cake, but we're not even going to
Not the
Outback.
butter cake, girl. It was the
Oh,
Tam Tam cake. Did you ever try the Tam Tam?
oh, yes, I
Girl,
did.
if y'all ain't
Yes.
tried that Tam Tam cake, oh sweet
Mm,
baby Jesus. Tim
mm.
Tam, Tim Tam.
Tim
Thank you,
Tam,
James.
you gonna pay for it, but it's good. You'll be like, you know what? I would need somebody to take me to dinner. And that's the only reason I would probably date, like Happy Life said, not to get some, but to get fed. Just to get
I take
fed.
it, big girl. But it
Oh,
will help. I will say you can also now. Somebody was telling me this. There's this guy I met. We went to the place thinking it was a cigar store,
mm.
but I mean they did have like a little case for cigars, but it wasn't. It wasn't a cigar store. We found out it was a head shop, and they
Oh wow.
sold mushrooms.
Oh, uh-uh.
You can microdose them though for ADHD, and it won't get you high.
Child,
But they say it'll work. I ain't tried it yet, so
I'm
I ain't
scared
promoting
to
it to
death.
people. I ain't promoting that to people. But I will say that if you microdose um, the CBD, that it does help a little. But
Y'all gonna see me on the roof. No, ma'am. I'm not even going there. Some things you know that you can handle, perhaps, and some things you know that if you even think about handling, you already on the roof. No, ma'am. I can't. The last time I really smoked weed, I was so uninhibited that my boyfriend at the time kept encouraging me, here, smoke some more. Oh no, smoke some more. Well, and I'm like that high where you can't get unhigh. It is. I hated it. I hated it. I could not get unhigh. I could not come down from it, and it was just way too much. So I said, yeah, never again.
I put
I'm done.
screen share and show y'all something.
Oh, I gotta go. I got a call
Love
coming
you,
in, girl.
girl.
I
Love you,
love you
girl.
too, bye,
Bye.
baby. Oh shoot, how do I?
So I'm gonna show y'all the screen share right quick. Well, I got you in the back, Lolo, so can't nobody hear you, but you still here. You okay? You in the back? Love you, boo. Y'all, I had, we all in a learning process. But let me add this to the screen right quick. Hold on. We're gonna show this tempt. Why can't I make it bigger? I don't want to be big. I want it to be big. Give it the spotlight. Thank you so much. Um, I'm going to show y'all what the Tim Tam cake be looking like, y'all. It's a Tim Tam's brownie. It from Outback. Child, this cake is like Jesus just handed you this cake. Okay, it's Reese's down here on the bottom. Let me show y'all. Let me see if I can view image. We're gonna share this tab instead. This down here is the Reese's, the light brown, and the top brown's like this. It's like this. What do you call that? It's anyway. It's so good. If y'all ain't tried this cake and you ain't been to Outback, I would suggest just going to Outback to get that cake. And the cookies are Australian and whatnot, and it's got coffee and peanut butter flavor. I'm gonna tell you something. That cake is so good. I'm just saying. I just had to show y'all what that cake looked like. I just had to show you what that cake looked like. Like I can't help myself. It's so good. Nessa, you got to go to Outback, and it's called the Tim Tam cake from Outback Steakhouse. Okay, we're gonna go to the Outback Steakhouse thing, and I'm gonna show you. I hope they still got it, because if they ain't got it, I will cry. Like when they get rid of this cake, I'm literally gonna cry. Like, okay, so this is what it's called, the Tim Tam brownie cake. Layers of chocolate brownie, peanut butter, and chocolate mousse topped with caramel sauce and Arnado's Tim Tam cookies from Australia. Okay, so this item is $10.99, but I'm gonna promise you that $10.99 is worth it. It is one of the best cakes in the world. Okay, so I had to show y'all. I had to show y'all that. I had to. Y'all can get that at Outback, y'all. It's so good. I'm telling on myself. You know I be snitching on myself. But that that is so good, y'all. That is such a good cake if you ain't never tried it. But with ADHD, like I was telling Lolo, and with stuff right now, right? It acts different. Now I will say I have heard people blame ADHD for being an a-hole. No, ADHD does not cause you to be an a-hole. Okay, that's you. That's just you personally being a DICK. Okay, that's just you. ADHD does, though, on the other hand, cause emotional regulation issues, right? And it can look different in different people. ADHD awareness does matter because, um, you know, we have there's such a umbrella. If you look at um, what ADHD does differently, like for a child, it may look different than an adult. Um, for somebody else, it may be look different than what it looks like for me, right? So for me, it might look like one thing, and for somebody else, it might look like another way, right? And it's going to be different for all of everybody. But also, a lot of neurodivergent things, teen neurodivergent, can look different for different people. right? So autism is different than ADHD. So, bipolar disorder is different than ADHD, but they can all look very similar at the same time. So that's why it's good to go get a medical professional's, um, you know, diagnoses. They also have tests online that you can take if you think you might be neurodivergent. That might be able to help you lead to a diagnosis where you can go talk to your doctor about it, right? But I'm going to share screen, and there's this. I'm just going to read about ADHD, in what it looks like. You know, this is for the adults, right? Adult attention deficit hyperactive disorder. We all know it's a mental health disorder, right? But it includes a combination of persistent problems such as difficulty paying attention, hyperactivity, impulsive behavior. That's one of the things that gets some people with ADHD in trouble is their impulsivity. ADHD can lead to unstable relationships, poor work or school performance, low self-esteem, and other problems. Though it is called adult ADHD, symptoms start in early childhood and continue into adulthood. In some cases, ADHD is not recognized or diagnosed until the person is an adult. Adult ADHD symptoms may not be as clear as ADHD symptoms in children. In adults, hyperactivity may decrease, but struggles with impulsivity, restlessness, and difficulty paying attention may continue. Treatment for adult ADHD is similar to treatment for childhood ADHD. Treatment includes medication, psychological counseling, psychotherapy, and treatment for any mental health condition that occur along with ADHD. That's another thing that I wanted to tell y'all. Good morning, QI Love. Good morning to Beef Sector Podcast. Um, so basically with ADHD, it can yeah, I was over here totally reading this website, not sharing my screen. Look at me doing that. Anyway, with ADHD, it can look like, you can have compounding problems, right? So you could have ADHD, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, split personality disorder, all these other things compounded together. So you can have like multiple things going on at once. Don't think that you can't, because mental health is very important. Yes, see, ADHD, you can hyper focus, you can have perfectionism, you can have OCD along with ADHD. There's so many things that you can have on top of each other. Hyper focus is a huge thing. So that's why you'll hear sometimes with people with ADHD, sometimes they'll lose their train of thought when they're trying to speak. So that's why they concentrate more on what they're doing when they're speaking, because we can be thinking about 50 different topics at once while we're speaking to you. So, if you bring up the topic of, let's say, video games, well, we could talk about 5 different ones at one time, be speaking on one and thinking about another, and sometimes our words don't come out the way we want them to, because our brain is racing so fast that sometimes what you're thinking does not translate to what you're saying because you're thinking so fast, right? I mean, your brain is moving at a speed that is like a computer. Like when you see those animations where everything's moving so quick and it's firing off, our brains do that. So it's like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Um, and some people with ADHD may have so few symptoms that they don't even realize they have ADHD because they only have one of the symptoms and it's not really affecting them to the degree someone else does. My ADHD is very visible. Let me explain to you why. And it's always bothered me, and sometimes it makes me want to cry. And I don't like to cry, so I'm not going to, because there goes my ADHD acting up. Um, Mine's very visible. When it starts acting up and I'm not medicated, I look like someone who's on drugs. I look like a crackhead because I can't sit still. I can't remain, like I'm constantly like jittery and all this other stuff. And I talk so fast that it's almost like I'm rapping in my speech, right? And when my ADHD acts up really bad, like if I stopped taking my medicine, stopped, doing all that and showed you the truth of what it looks like to really have ADHD when it's that severe, my form is very severe. It bothers me, right? Because that's not who I am, right? Because you can see it on me. It's not something I can hide. It's not, for me, it's not a hideable condition. For some people, it may be, but for me, not so much. That's why I speak so fast sometimes, even though I'm medicated. Could you imagine? Like, my grandmother used to have a rule for me when I was younger: don't speak to me before my second cup of coffee, because I couldn't stop. Like, I have problems with it, My ADHD is something is very, very visible and very hard to deal with sometimes. And you're right about that, QI. A lot of people with ADHD are extremely brilliant. It's just slowing down the brain enough to be able to process and plan it through and calm down enough to where you can get your thought process like that, right? Um, and so it's so crazy having to deal with that. And sometimes we don't finish tasks or thoughts. We switch over to something else real quick and not meaning to. Like, we could be trying to make a point and 50 different other things happen, and we switch over to those 50 other things while missing the whole first point we was talking about, right? ADHD is a thing that I will say for a lot of people is a hard thing to deal with. It's hard to mask. It's hard for me to sometimes not show it. Like, if I'm off my medication, you will know. Okay? Many adults with ADHD aren't even aware they have it. They just know that everyday tasks can be challenging. Adults with ADHD might find it difficult to focus or prioritize, leading to missed deadlines, forgotten meetings, or social plans. The inability to control impulses can range from impatience, waiting in line, or driving in traffic, to mood swings and outbursts of anger. Adult ADHD symptoms may include impulsiveness, disorganization, and problems prioritizing, poor time management skills, problems focusing on a task, trouble multitasking, excessive activity or restlessness, poor planning, low frustration tolerance, frequent mood swings, problems following through and completing tasks, hot temper, trouble coping with stress. What's typical behavior with ADHD? Almost everyone has some symptoms similar to HD at some point in their lives. If your difficulties are recently or occurred only occasionally in the past, you probably don't have ADHD. ADHD is diagnosed only when the symptoms are severe enough to cause ongoing problems in more than one areas of your life. These persistent and disruptive symptoms can be traced back to early childhood. I will say this for myself, and also we do have problems with emotional regulation sometimes. Um, it is part of it. There's so much that goes into the umbrella, right, of ADHD. For me personally, sometimes I'm overly emotional. I'm overly apologetic, and those are parts of my ADHD because I have a very soft heart for people that know me. And when I think I hurt anybody, it breaks me down. Like, I'll go to crying because I get overstimulated and I get over emotional about it, right? Because I can't hardly regulate the fact that I did something, right? So it does lead into um I don't Ray, I don't like that word, the R word, so I won't say it, but mental deficiencies or whatnot are also in the same category. All of it, well, see, it autism's a spectrum, right? Just like neurodivergency is a spectrum. All of it is on a spectrum. Some's more severe than others, some more lighter than others. Now, it depends on what kind of mental disability we're talking about, or some are more on the severe side. They're all under the same umbrella, though. Neurodivergency is somewhat on the same um, playing field. But when we talk in medical terms, I do know they use the R word. But there's a reason why I don't, and I'll explain to you. I had a brother, I've told y'all about him. He passed in 2001, who, when kids would make fun of him because he couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, he was like a baby his entire life, they would call him the R word. Is that you, Miss O? Okay, I'm gonna add you to the screens. There you are. Hey, D, Miss O.
Hey, this is new. I gotta find me a picture for this. This is new.
Yeah, I'm trying out something new.
Is it free?
Yeah, well, it has a free site, but for charging for it, it's only $25 a month, something like that.
How many people can you have?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I'm looking
what's
into it.
the name of it?
It's EVMUX.
Okay. So what's going on, Charlie? I'm late today. I've been all over the place trying to get back to the house so I can go live too.
Because we were talking about mental health today because of what had happened yesterday, and today where we found out that
What you mean mental health? Because of election or something
yeah,
else?
because you never know when somebody might be depressed today.
Oh, I'm extremely depressed. I need to stay at home. I'm gonna do things at the house. I don't have any appointments today, and it's best until my daughter gets out of school for me to stay out the way because I'm irritable and I'm waiting on somebody to click. Somebody cut me off already at the gas station. They had a Trump bumper stick, and I said, you know what? Get your ass at the house because you was not in a good headspace, child.
What I'll tell you is to get you some comfort food today. Watch you some of your favorite TV shows. Put your feet up. Don't look at the news right now.
Right.
And I don't care. Like if you're on a diet, skip your diet. Go get you some chocolate. It helps with the endorphins. Take you a good bath.
It's you, child. Bad
Relaxation.
influence.
Talk to your man and see if he could give you some. You know what?
Oh, child, he on the road, but he should be here late night, cause honey, he know I'm on one, honey. I need a whole lot of TLC.
You need a massage from your man. You need a little bit of, la 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 la.
Where Jake at with her ass at? She been over here today?
She was over there on her live, but I think she might have jumped off. I ain't seen her yet, but you know how that is with her. She pops up.
Oh, she went live? I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, you were over there with Honest Row at the time. Hey, Pinocchio's
okay.
World.
So, do we have any? What cases are we following now? That have they did sentencing for Liliana yet?
That's November the 12th.
Okay, so she's
Not
facing.
not
Have we found out where she could possibly be?
21st. It's the 21st.
Okay, so before Thanksgiving, she'll know.
I'm keeping up with those, and the Mendez case, that can take up to a year for us to find out whether they're going to get out or not.
So do they have a trial date coming up or anything where we gonna get to actually see them and hear from them?
I don't know. This has to deal with the governor, what they've said, and a parole board. So I don't even know if they're gonna.
You know what? Some of these cases it would help us because there's so much real life stuff to it, and then we be having the real life stuff to it. Then we be having the other interviews, and we find out because I love reading comments and I like doing it for like shows. I like 60 Day, and like it's always somebody that's in their hometown or know they tea or something like that. We really could, even with the doc, like since the trial is coming, we could even like I don't know if you have any plans on doing your members only or Discord or anything like that because we can really watch some of that stuff too without fear of getting it flagged.
Actually, I'm setting up a Discord right now for my members only, and I'm going to do a members only live soon to drop said Discord. And we can watch some shows together. We can watch some trials together. I was gonna do some, TV shows for us, some movies. Like I've learned that you can do Netflix and Hulu, even though they say you can't.
Oh, right. We did it out with Demetrius. We watched Swarm together and something else we just getting in. Mob Radio is my favorite YouTuber, so we go to Discord and we watch like movies of being in a movie theater and everything.
that's basically what I'm going to be doing for mine to make sure that we have fun together. And I'm looking into the Jackbox TV games because that's something you can do for fun. And you only have to have two devices. Let's say you got a cell phone and a TV. You can watch me on the TV and play on your cell phone. Or let's say you got two cell phones. Well, you can watch me on one cell phone, play on the other. You got a tablet and a cell phone. You can play on either one and watch the screen on the other one because you have to get the code from me in order to play the game with us, right? So that's why you have to watch and do. But it's really fun. Me and my friends used to do it over there on YouNow all the time. And I'm telling you, we used to make up the most dirtiest, stupidest prompts for some of it and have the funniest time. It was hilarious. Like you could do it to make fun of others. You know what I'm saying? Like you could put, as an example, Jake the grown man is one of the prompts, right? Or yeah, so it's fun, right? You can be as messy as you want to be.
Right. I guess I mean, I done had a little traumatized experience with the group chats. Like I've been I ain't pulled the trigger on Lemon's Discord or Breeze or none of those because of my whole little group chat hit debacle. But I would love to come over there, whatever. But I don't know. We'll see how the people go. Cause I'll make me assume that because I'm over there to be some F shit. But I think it'd be fun to watch some of that stuff and, like you said, stream some of the court cases and some of the old data on some of this stuff that we following.
Yeah, I know how to screen share on Discord. I know
We
how
need a
to.
good old mother crime case. Like I don't want nobody to go out and go do nothing to give me material, but we need a good old Liliana's placeholder.
Oh, I'm gonna find some new ones for tomorrow. And you know how when I do find the new cases, I always go over everything that showed, everything that's going through so far. So I am gonna be looking for some new cases because we've already covered those other ones. We've gotten what happened in them. You know, everyone so far that we've watched has been found guilty.
Did we ever talk about that Ferris case, the one that she just got sentenced, the one that she had
The Melody Ferris, the one that put her husband in the pile, she got found guilty,
right.
but they haven't figured out her
And
sentence.
she had another little shock too.
What is up with the crazy white women wanting to throw their husbands in burn piles? I don't know.
I don't know. And it be like, and they be sitting there so like they don't even realize what they've done.
Child, it makes me laugh sometimes with some of them and everything, but I am going to be looking up some new ones so we'll have some new, content to go over, so we can have some fun because a lot of us love, the good old stuff. So if you join the membership, just know that you're going to be able to get the link to the Discord. So if you want to join the membership today, you can.
Yes, Phil. So we can, 'cause I think that'll be a good idea because you can do a little bit more than what you can do over here.
Yeah, no, Ray, what I was talking about earlier is that my brother, those girls used to make fun of him with the R word. And that's one of the reasons why I really hate the R word. I won't say it. You'll never hear it out of my mouth. I'll never call somebody that word. Um, and I just do not like that word. But it is intellectual disabilities is we don't call it the R word anymore. We call it intellectual disabilities. It's an umbrella term because it can go from anywhere to you could have problems with a genetic disorder, you can have autism, um, you know um, basically you can have down syndrome. Like it's basically a genetic disorder, and it's an umbrella term for someone who has intellectual disabilities, and it can go from moderate to severe to minimal, right? So epilepsy, like all this other stuff, can be included in it. It's a umbrella term, you know. So with that, it can be associated with neurodivergence, but neurodivergence is different in the fact that like people with ADHD do not have intellectual disabilities. They can on top of it.
I didn't even listen first. I just seen your link, and I seen that you had been on the hour, and I always be here. So I just came in. I didn't mean
Girl,
to
you
stop you from
good?
what you was talking about. What was you? They want you to finish. I'm sorry.
We were talking about intellectual disabilities and the R word. I don't say the R word. You know, they used to say mental the re word. I don't say that word. So that's why I call it the R word, right? Um, just like I don't say some of the other words that I find very extremely on the extreme. Um, but it no with the mental R word, it's an umbrella term. It can be anything from, autism to Down syndrome to any of those things. So it's, you know it's distinct from other things such as ADHD does not encompass the R word. So somebody, but they can have it. Now here's another thing: they can have both, right? You just like you can have OCD and all these other things on top of it. So it is a mental awareness thing that people need to be aware of. Most people with intellectual disabilities are usually born with it, though, and it's usually a form of brain damage that happens, which is different than someone with, let's say, neurodivergency like ADHD. Where I have ADHD, was I born with it? It's possible, yes. But it doesn't mean that. So it can change up. It can be different things, but intellectual disabilities are not the same thing as neurodivergence. They are different in their own way. But it is encompassed within it because autism is encompassed with it, right? And different spectrums of autism. You have high functioning and low functioning. But it is umbrella. They're all umbrella together in a way, even though they're different. Um, all mental health things are different in their own way. They have different symptoms, but they can look similar in specific ways. Now, intellectual disabilities, you can tell most of the time, right? So that's all I was saying, and everything like that. This is let me go back to comments. But does that answer your question, Ray, about the two things being different? Because I want to make sure that I'm giving the correct information. I actually have the wiki pulled up for it. Um, so it's an umbrella term. There's different things that can be put into uh, mental, intellectual disabilities for the R word. Like my brother who was special needs, he couldn't walk or talk, but he could understand you, right? He couldn't do certain things that other people can. He was like a baby his entire life, if that's the way I explain it. He was my older brother, but he was basically like my baby brother my entire life. He wasn't supposed to live past birth, but he lived to be almost 18 years old. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to say on that. But if it doesn't completely do it, Ray, what we'll do one day is I'll actually for one of the Wellness Wednesdays, we'll go over all of what intellectual disabilities, you know, cover, because it is a huge topic. It's a huge topic. Um, it goes for a lot of things. And it is different from ADHD in the fact that ADHD is just you're hyperactive and all this other stuff. But intellectual disabilities, that's the medical terminology, right? That is the medical terminology that they use. They are changing that in the medical community, but that is what you will see on a piece of paper. I just don't like the word because it's used in a negative connotation towards special needs people in a way that is derogatory. Like for my brother, that's how they made fun of him. They was like, "Ha ha, he's a R word," and they would use it towards him, and basically calling him names by using it in a bad, derogatory way. And I didn't like it, and so that's why I don't use the word. It's almost like, if I looked at myself and called myself a cracker, right? negative connotation word. It's the same thing for people with mental intellectual disabilities. By calling them the R word, sometimes that could be considered a negative connotation, and so that's why I don't like that word. Kids used it to make fun of him, and I used to fight girls for, like, trust me, I fought a lot for him. That was my angel in heaven. But get off that sad subject. Uh, have you seen anything, Demon Soul, that you would like to talk about on True Crime Thursdays?
Now that's something I saw was that case, and then of course been following the aftermath of the thug case has been getting even more crazy with the little less that they got to finish, and then some breakthrough happened with D, but I forgot. I know the other day was his birthday. I was watching the kids had a nothing but the cake for him that they was celebrating. They talked to him on the phone call too. That's another thing I'm wondering how this election is gonna make a difference is because Trump loves to say he loves those hip hop mogul type things and Wayne. I'm curious if that's gonna affect some cases, like if some backroom deals gonna be worked out.
Well, also you got to think with the Mendez case, some of those people who were pushing for it may not be in office long.
Right.
So you got to look into that too. Like, how is it Chunk going to change through? Like, is the
But
governor
I
of that?
think he would be with the shits with stuff like that because that's also I don't know what kind of wealth that they got left, but I mean, as far as with the movie and all the Netflix stuff and all the attention, it could be more. I can see, because Trump was in a similar position and to feel like I can see him trying to befriend a lot of influential black people based on giving them the leniency because of his felony position. Because he might be like, okay, he'll ever beat those charges. So the ones that make sure that take care of him, he can help them out too. Because they already saying that he going because they had seized Giuliani's property in New York and all of that, and that's his buddy. And they already said that's probably going to be overturned, and they're going to give him out because of his alliances with Trump.
Oh, I totally saw that, and I was like, what? They took his properties and everything, child. I'm like, what?
But
But
the streets is going to be wild today. You already know because I've been hearing little microaggressions and the whole thing. The people who are upset today are really gonna come after the non-voters because every chat I got in, like even Rebel was over there upset. So I think people finna be on demon time fighting each other today.
child, I was over there at Buddy Lee's the other day, and they was already trying to fight the other day because Classic Lights got up there and he was talking about Roe versus Wade and saying that women who had abortions were murderers, right? And I was over here like, but here's the thing, not all of them. You're encompassing the entire umbrella. Abortion is an umbrella term. You have to be specific. And Buddy Lee kept asking him, and I don't think he understood what Buddy Lee was talking about. Hey, Miss LaKendra, um, was that, are you meaning a specific thing? And he kept saying, trying to argue with him. I'm like, if you would listen to what he's saying, that's an umbrella term, like me, right? I'm a person who would have to have one medically for a reason because I have a liver condition, right? I'd take every precaution in the world. That does not mean it cannot happen. And if it did, I would have to make that hard decision that would break my heart into a million pieces because I would love to have another child, right? But I can't because by the time I get a specific amount along, it will bear down on my liver again. You know what I'm saying? By the time I got 6 months, and my liver would go kaput, and then there goes my life, right? I would need a transplant very soon, or I wouldn't be here anymore. And that's if it works, right? So I have to think of, is it worth my life, kind of thing, right? And so for me, it would be medically necessary. Then you have the women who are grapes. You have the women who, didn't have a choice in the matter, and even women who lose children through having, a DNC. Technically, a DNC for having a miscarriage is considered an abortion. I don't know if you know that, but under the umbrella terminology,
Yep.
that's what is considered.
Basically, they writing a death sentence for some women because people don't realize how close to death you are in pregnancy. And United States, to be such a developed country, is like at the top of the list of maternal deaths from childbirth.
They thought with my liver condition it was going to go into complete failure, and I had something that you never see in a single pregnancy, which is I had excess fluid. So I looked like I was pregnant with twins or triplets at 6 months pregnant.
Right.
I gained a lot of excess fluid because I got a head cold when I was pregnant, and my immune system tried to attack baby and basically was trying to force a miscarriage. But the baby protected itself by creating excess fluid. The excess fluid then pressed down and bared down on my liver and caused it to go bad. They call it fatty liver of the pregnancy. And the only treatment for it is to have baby. But I was only 27 weeks when I went into labor. So they were trying to do everything they could to keep me from going into labor. I had um, so much medical stuff done to me. I had to sign papers that they would save him before they saved me. I had to have an amnistotesis that's different than normal amnistotesis. I had a needle that was as long as your arm stuck into my belly to drain the fluid. When I say it was as long as your arm, I mean if you took from your wrist past your elbow, it was longer than that, stuck into my belly to get the fluid out, right? Because that's what was causing the everything, and it was really rough. But at the time it was to save his life and mine, and thank God he's here because I have a cousin who had a premature baby at the same amount of time length as mine was, but hers didn't make it, and he just so happened to only be. They said he would only weigh a pound. He come out weighing 3 pounds 2 ounces. He dropped down to 2.4. He was only on a ventilator for 6 hours after birth, and then was on a CPAP machine for 2 weeks. His lungs were working. They told me they would not be, and that he would have all these health complications and problems and probably wouldn't be here. But he's almost 17 years old and stands bigger than I do now, and you wouldn't know that he was a micro preemie. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us women, we go through so much to have children, and they say, the old saying is that death runs around your bed at least 10 times when you're giving birth. That death's right there holding your hands while you're giving birth. And I think that's something they should really look into, because now there's been uprises of women who have had miscarriages who are having to go to other states or different things, and the uptick of women passing away from having to hold the baby in that's passed because it's illegal in a lot of states to try to get those doctor's appointments in other states is on the rise. A lot of women are passing away right now while we're sitting here because they couldn't get a D&C properly, because they're forcing them to hold in the baby until they can deliver at a certain point. So many women are passing away because of this. Look it up. It's really statistically crazy. It truly is something that, you know what I'm saying, we all as women need to realize that, yes, we may, some of us may say it's a woman's choice whether she has a baby or not, and some people may not believe that she should do that if she was just out, having a good old time and whatnot and got pregnant. But there's a lot of other things that are encompassed within that is very important for women's health. And the overturning of Roe versus Wade is actually because there was limitations on Roe versus Wade. If you made it past a certain point in your pregnancy, you were not qualified for an abortion. That's what a lot of people didn't realize back then. If you made it past a certain stage, right, you had to be a certain amount of weeks along. And it's actually not good for a woman to have those constantly, because if you're scraped a lot, guess what happens? Eventually you become infertile and you can't hold a baby anymore. So those people were saying there was a woman having 10, 20, 30. No, she wasn't. She wasn't having 10 or 20, 30 because she'd end up having to have her uterus tore out. It would cause too much damage to scar tissue. I'm just saying, do your research. And what's your client up to? What's both of your clients up to today, Miso? They being good?
Well, I was over there checking on Roll before I came over here and getting him under control. But he seemed to be going with the flow good. We just discussing our competition again and some stuff he wanted to do. And then I see my other one already up and active. Now, I didn't, last night, I went to sleep a little early because I didn't want to listen to the lecture. It was just too much. I just wanted to just tune it out. Well, I woke up in the wee hours or whatever. And I saw them over there at Lemon's platform with their usual shenanigans. I gotta catch up what's going on because I think something was going on. Now, what I need to go back and watch, I missed that whole. I didn't get to see Brianna's interview for Just Krista, and that because Just Krista didn't tell me about press like they never do. I told them that's one of the rules. I gotta know about all y'all press that y'all doing, but evidently whatever Pizarro had to intervene on with Soul Sister, because I had to run in with her too. If it did, that got real ugly. I want to go and see how all that happened. Did you get to catch that interview on Brianna's?
I did not catch that interview. I got to go catch it.
Evidently, it was Kristen. They was like she was putting up with people talking to her in kind of way, and I said, y'all still don't understand this, Krista. Trust me, she can defend herself very well. If she's letting somebody come at her, trust me, it's part of it fits in with what she's trying to do. She knows how to defend herself. Like if you notice, she won't say nothing, and all of a sudden she'll snap. So it's like she'll try to be nice and all that. But I'm like, trust me, Krista ain't letting herself be put up with nothing. She ain't gotta sit through all these interrogations, but it helps the program, and that's why I enjoy it so much because they taking it way too serious.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. I will tell you this. It's just like people give Tulsa all kind of crap. Tulsa is controversial, but if you notice with Tulsa, what I've noticed is that she likes to troll, and that's her thing. That's how she brings people to her. When not, she trolls a lot, and that's the same thing. Krista's smart, a lot smarter than a lot of people give her credit for, and she's bringing things to her channel. She's creating controversy. Controversy creates, in the beef sector, if you're not controversial, ain't nobody gonna watch you. But if you're controversial, you gonna get the views. If you're doing something chill, a lot of times people not gonna watch it. But you sit there and do something crazy, everybody and their mama gonna be tuned in, seeing what you're doing. You know as well as I do, Miss O, that people doing that controversy, that's what gets them to you.
Right.
Well,
Yeah, then it was juicy, so I need to go watch.
I need to go watch that. I've been sick, so I've been sleeping a lot. I need to go catch up on the things I've been missing this week. But
I know her and Lemon will be doing some kind of live. I thought it was tomorrow, but people been saying this today. But they've been getting confused with the For the Love of Virgil thing. But I know he said he was gonna come over to the Crystal channel either today or tomorrow, and they gonna have a big live together, which is good because as much as Chris does windmill and swing for him, like he should have been on her panel.
Well, he tripped me out the other day when he just popped up out of the nowhere. I was in the chat just chilling. I was like, oh. But this thing probably gonna end its recording at the 2-hour mark because I ain't paid for it yet. We'll see. If it does, let y'all know I love y'all. Just in case. I'm at the 1 hour 48-minute mark. So I don't know if it's gonna end it or not. But I do want to hold out and see if it's gonna do it or not. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, so it's supposed to end automatically after 2 hours and do another live?
Yeah, supposedly it only does 2 hours at a time or something like that for free. It just sent me a message a while ago and popped up. But if it's only $25 a month, I got to see how long your broadcast could be for $25 a month. That wouldn't be bad. But I'm also looking into, I'm going to try Restream tomorrow and see how it works versus this. And then I'll give you, I'm going to try different things and see which one works best. And when I find that out, I'll let y'all know. I'm going to be y'all's test dummy.
So the StreamYard still has the free service with the duck, right? Or they get rid of that?
It's still free if you only, like, I would say use it, Demiso, if you're only going to go live like once a week. But because I go live so often, I use up my hours. You only get 20 hours a month.
What, on the free StreamYard?
On the free StreamYard. So if you're only doing once a week, and a few hours at a time, then you're fine within the free StreamYard. You still use StreamYard because it to me seems like the easiest when it comes to interface, right? But if you're doing like me, where you're doing these morning lives and I'm doing 2 and 3 hours at a time, within a week or two, I'm using up all my free stuff.
Oh, okay. So you might still stay with StreamYard, or you just gonna just see how it goes?
Yeah, I'm gonna check these other things out, see if they alright, if they work good. I might switch over to them. One thing I do like about this one is like when you came up, I could hear you in the background before I put you on stage.
Yeah, because you could play around with it. Because I mean, actually, it wouldn't be. I mean, you really could, if you wanted to, go back and forth with different ones. Like, if they burned up their time on one, they can always switch out and go back up underneath the other one.
That's what I'm fixing to try out, see how that works.
Right, because you can literally be doing 3 different things. As long as people can click the link, it don't really matter.
So that's what I'm fixing to try out and see. I'm gonna be the test dummy for the beef sector and tell y'all what y'all could get out of this for free. Y'all could use this one for 1 week and use this one for 2 weeks and use this one for a week, and that does up your time.
Yeah, that'll help people. Like you say, you trying it out will actually help everybody else to kind of have less work to see about it. So that's really good if you do that, to play around with different stuff. You always helping folks.
I know, right? I just be trying to help the world, child.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hell, don't lose that attitude. It's enough jaded people in the world already. But I'm gonna drop down, because we ain't got another 9 minutes anyway. We can just do that demo and see. Cause I'm gonna watch you too to see which one. I think when I do my live, though, cause I don't think I'm still paying for StreamYard. When I do my live here in a little bit, I'ma just do the 6 people, cause I don't plan on having that many people up on my platform. I'm gonna see how it goes.
Yeah, just do your free one, child. I'll be over there. If I see you go live, I'll be like, oh my God, it's see Miss So.
All right, boo. I'll be looking for me here in a little bit. I'm on my way to the house. I'll be coming on the backup, the BD Miss 02 page.
Well, I'm gonna share it out, and I'm gonna be over there.
Thank you, boo.
All right, much love.
You too, bye.
All right, bye. Hold on just a minute, Daddy. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on here and see if it automatically cuts off at the 2-hour mark to try out this new platform, and we gonna see what this does. If it cuts me off mid talk, y'all know I love y'all, but I'm gonna stay on until then. Y'all know I usually do 2 or 3 hours anyway. That's the way I do my morning lives, because we over here chilling and talking. But I am gonna be doing the security board. Dang, if I can even say the word. Challenge thing. I'm gonna be a judge for that. Thank you. And I'm gonna be chilling and doing that. My dad just brought my plate, y'all. Got me some eggs for breakfast and some bacon, and I'm eating my eggs, y'all. But yes, I am planning on for a Wellness Wednesday. I will, now that I know Ray wants to understand intellectual disabilities more. I am gonna go over the compass of that. Sorry, y'all, just got choked on an egg. I don't think I should be talking and eating at the same time. Y'all, I can't walk and talk at the same time, much less eat and talk at the same time. But if you want to join the membership, please do. Memberships are open. It's my lowest tier is only $2.99. I am going to be doing a members only live soon. I've been talking about it, and I'm going to post the link to the Discord. I did make a Discord specifically for the members, and we're going to be watching movies over there. We're going to be playing games on lives. When I do the members only lives, we can either talk about the movies that we just watched. We can decide which movie we're watching next. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to look into the Jackbox games, see about buying one of the packages for it. It's like $30-something or something like that. So we can all play together and have fun and be stupid and just, kind of, me, how I like to give us a chance and opportunity to get away from the grind of everyday stuff. So we can, just chill together, because we already have enough drama and terribleness in our lives, right? But when we talk about the mental health aspect of things, I want you all today, as the last thing to say, just in case it does, because I got like 6 minutes, y'all. Um, I want you to try to find your coping mechanism. Find out what works for you. You know, find out what's going to help you be a better, like, for yourself. Don't think about, like, yes, you can do it for others, but ultimately it comes down to you. Y'all, I done killed myself. But I'm so sorry. I got to get something to drink. It's like I got something. Anyway, so find out what your coping mechanism is. Find out what is helpful for you, whether it be music or whether it be whatever the subject may be for you. Like, it may be drawing, it may be writing, it may be playing video games, it might be distracting your brain, it might be crying. I am going to go over healthy coping mechanisms, the list, because there is a difference. For things like meditation, can't count to 10, taking a deep breath, venting to someone you trust, think happy thoughts, change your brain to think positive thoughts, take a time out, know your triggers too. Knowing your triggers is a big one. Like, if you know you have PTSD, know what your triggers are. You know what I'm saying? If you have anxiety, know what your triggers are. You can dance. Some people love to dance. It gives them a happiness. Some people love playing sports. Some people love just going outside, feeling the sunshine on their face. Technically, being in the sun actually helps because it releases vitamin D and all this other stuff into you, and it can actually change your endorphins. If you've ever noticed that on a rainy day you feel sad and on a sunny day you feel happy, sometimes actually the weather can change your moods, believe it or not. Breathing techniques, writing a letter and putting everything that you feel into that letter, and then you can burn it if you want to, or you can send it to the person, or you can put it up on a shelf. It's whatever you decide to do with that letter. You can read a good book. Books for a lot of people are a thing. Coloring, keeping a journal, you know, um, make a list of the things that you see positive about yourself, and all the take away from the negativities. Herbal tea can be a thing. Writing poetry, ripping paper into pieces. Um, It says that your live recording will end automatically in 5 minutes due to stream limitations on the free plan. So we're going to see if this ends in like 3 minutes on its own or what. I'm going to let it do its thing. But yes, so your coping mechanisms, there's so many that you can do. You can write blog posts. It's changing your thought processes and changing it to something positive. So when you say I'm not enough, always say I am enough. When you say that I'm ugly, no, I want you to look at yourself and say, no, this is what I find beautiful about myself, right? When you're looking in the mirror or you're thinking about the things that you've went through in your life, and everything, the negatives and everything, turn it into a positive. When you think that you're the most awful person in the world, change it from the negative to the positive. That can help you a lot, right? I am curious to see what you all come back and say that you found was your coping mechanism and your skill, because everybody has one. It's just finding that coping mechanism and that skill. So you like cigars, James, and that's what centers you, right? For somebody else, it might be like, okay, if you have a problem with like picking your skin or cutting or anything, you can take a hair tie and put it on your wrist, and every time you feel like doing that negative thing, instead of doing that negative thing, pop it every time, and it change it to something else. Get fidget toys. Fidget toys for some people are very helpful. Making things with your hands, whether it be bird houses or if you like playing with clay, or something to take your mind off of the negative. And it's about changing And see, also open world racing games. Some people love GTA. Some people like taking the video games that are violent and doing them when they feel like they want to create violence, right? Instead of actually doing them. We've got 30 seconds, so I'm gonna play my other thing and see how this works. You know, and see if it cuts me off. We're gonna see what happens.
Bring Glenkirk out of the street.
I'm from the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-P-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction. This where the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding. Come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, out of the street.